Let's watch some of these trailers that came out. So we actually have a trailer for Snow White, and we're supposed to believe that the woman on the bottom is jealous of the woman on top.
I also want to point out that I reckon they CGI'd Rachel Zegler's skin to be whiter than it actually is.
I don't even know
at this point, nothing surprised me.
Like, I watched the trailer with the guys last night, and I'm like, one thing that I actually noticed is that her skin looks lighter than it actually does in real life. And then we did a comparison with what we saw in the trailer compared to like just a photo of her, and they have lightened her skin. I can almost guarantee it.
What, seriously?
Yeah, like seriously, when you see it, like tell me what you think when you actually see her in this.
Well, let's watch a trailer and we'll see. What I want to play this first. This is from Georgia Giant Slayer. Posting a little bit clip here. Let's check this out.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of them?
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, come on.
It's true though. She's way hotter.
She is.
Gal Gadot shits all over. Weird.
Yeah.
I don't think Rachel Zegler. I've seen cashiers at gas stations that are hotter than Rachel Zegler.
That is true.
It's true. 100%.
Weird.
She's fucking weird.
I mean, she's not ugly, but she's also I don't think Hollywood hot. You know, Hollywood women. Everybody that works in Hollywood should be pretty damn attractive.
Well, what has she really
She's a
been in that
California
West Side
3.
Story movie? And that's about it.
That's good. A California 3. I like that.
She was
A
in
California 3
what's it
should
called?
be-
Hunger Games, the new one.
Yeah.
Oh, the newer one, but I mean, like before all that, because she shot this back in 1972. Guys, don't forget that this movie's been in the making forever.
Yeah.
All right, so
They
here it
started
is.
shooting this before she was born, right? Like,
1 minute and 16 seconds.
oh, you're gonna make us watch this fucking thing.
We got a lot of trailers to watch.
I can't believe it's actually coming out.
Hi ho,
What happened to the dwarves? What happened? Why did they?
they're here.
Peter Dinklage.
No,
got 'em all
No,
fired.
no, it's worse.
What happened
No,
to
they're
the
animated.
people?
Yeah, but I'm saying Peter Dinklage just told this all fucking happened.
So whistle while you
Like,
work.
where's the there? He looks white. He looks white.
No, I don't see it.
Oh, you don't go back. Look, that's-
She's the same color.
She kind of does.
No.
They did not lighten her skin. I don't see it.
It might be the
Why
lighting.
didn't they just hire actual
There
like?
is a
Yeah.
color grading, but
Yeah, I don't think that it's intentionally done
Okay,
or anything.
So,
here.
like they got rid of the diversity crew. They still refused to hire short people, and instead they got CGI. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any fucking
you can blame Peter Dinklage for that.
Yep.
He's putting fucking midgets out of work.
although
He
I was
climbed
never
that
100.
little ladder to the top, and then he kicked it down.
I'll make sure I'm the only one that ever
I'm
works
not-
up here.
I'm not 100% sure they ever were going to use little people. I'm still not convinced. I think they were always going to do CGI dwarves because that's what makes their version of Snow White, Disney Snow White, is the dwarves. But we do know for a fact that he has fucked it up for other movies and shows because like that show, or movie, the Taika Waititi one that he just did, the remake, The Time Bandits, there was an actress who was actually in early talks to be in the show. And then all of a sudden she didn't hear anything back and things got cut off. And it turns out it was because of that Peter Dinklage thing. They decided to go a different direction and not have any little people in the cast.
Well,
Them
they
bitches.
weren't always going to do the CGI dwarves originally, and I think there's photos of it. Those 7, it was the diversity crew, right? There were 7 of them.
Well,
and one of
those
them
are
was a
supposed to
little
be
bit
the
shorter.
bandits or whatever. Like, there's a whole nother group of characters.
Yeah, that was
I think
supposed to be
they're-
what it was. I thought the 7 bandits.
well, that's the thing, because this is why I'm not convinced. And they always said they were going to be magical creatures, and creatures is a word generally used for special effects in Hollywood, creature effects. And that's where I'm like, I'm not 100% sure they never were not going to have the dwarves. I just don't think they were ever planning on using little people to play them. Because, and they may, those 7 people we saw or whatever, they may still be playing the dwarves. They're just the physical stand-ins for them, possibly. That's the other thing. Like they did with the 8
they
films
come
and
from
stuff.
the
Motion
like,
capture, that's the word I was
they're
trying to
actually
think of.
the dwarves from the
Stand-in.
One at a time.
They're the dwarves from the multiverse.
Put that from Northwest. Directed.
CGI looks horrible too.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
Why is Bambi in this?
Wait, what?
It's not really Bambi. It's just a joke from Gremlins.
So who's gonna wake her up? Who's gonna wake her up? Because you know the prince isn't gonna kiss her without consent. So how does she wake up from her?
She breaks
from her
through the
spell?
glass ceiling, I suppose. I don't know.
She probably doesn't actually fall asleep.
Watch,
witch
it's gonna
lady-
be it's gonna be the whole Maleficent plot. Remember, Prince Philip doesn't wake up Aurora. Maleficent kisses Aurora on the head.
Oh God!
Yeah, I reckon the lesbian kiss is coming. The witch is going to
Is
kiss
he
her.
not a prince in this?
He looks like a hobo,
Kind
and he's
of.
ugly.
I bet she's not a prince.
Probably not.
Looks like a fag.
So they're literally taking the fairy tale out of it.
Yeah. Well, they've been doing that
This
for
is
a
gonna
while
be
now,
such a
haven't
box
they? With some of
office.
these,
Yeah, I know. I hate it. I hate it.
take the fairy tale out of the entire story.
What do we think this does at the box office? And you know, before you sit here and say it's going to flop, keep in mind, like, I really don't think that most people pay attention to a lot of this discourse.
I agree.
I think people just go see whatever they want to see, and I do wonder. Do you guys think that this fails?
I
Or do
don't
you think
think
it
I
does
so.
well?
think on the high end, I think the most it will make is 300, maybe.
You reckon that's
Maybe.
all it's going to make? I reckon it's going to be closer to like 700.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's,
think
you got to
it-
remember,
I think
it's not like what Flash said. It's Snow White, and people don't pay attention to, like, they're just going to go and see this Disney live action Snow White. It's a bit like The Lion King, right? The Lion King.
What did Little Mermaid do again?
Well,
I think it has a
500.
similar.
Little Mermaid didn't do as well. It did better here in the U.S. than it did overseas. But
I
yeah.
still think
The Little
I don't
Mermaid
know,
also had the highest debut on Disney Plus, if that matters at all.
No, they make
what?
up shit for Disney Plus.
What's
Little
the
Mermaid
budget on this
did
movie? Does anyone know?
569 million.
Well, here's the thing, and the only reason I feel like the dwarves were always part of this game, no matter what, is because that's what specifically makes Disney's Snow White different from any other Snow White, right? That is the one thing, because the names they give the dwarves and the personalities they give the dwarves, that's the thing they have a quote-unquote copyright on besides their music, right? And the reshoots they did recently, we didn't hear anything about them shooting anything for dwarves. What I kept hearing about was they were bringing in this young actress to shoot more scenes with her to make the older Snow White more likable, because I guess she wasn't very likable in the cut they had.
Surprise!
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I'm shocked.
Like the original Disney film was actually called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and they never, like, all the other Disney films that they've done, they're just directly copying the old Disney titles, except for this one. I don't think the dwarves were ever going to be a part of it.
You might be right, but I also feel like it was just more so they're taking the men out of the equation more so, like, because you even had that bit where Gal Gadot and her were out there like she saves herself, she don't need no man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This
This
is
is
some part of that
trying to
where,
find
yeah.
it as
That was
a
all they could
leader,
talk about.
all that nonsense.
All they could talk about.